IFAC, you should have an NPA. All right, what you want to do is, if you haven't already, let me know if I'm spitting on you. If you haven't already, you want to pull out your NPA and make sure it's appropriately sized for you. If not, then you want to get with your medics at your aid station and then let them know, hey, I think this NPA might be too big for me. Is there a way I can get a smaller one? That way you don't run into that problem on the battlefield when you have to take your NPA and then the medic realizes, I can't shove this garden hose up your nose. All right. In your NPA, and in your IFAC as well, there should be a commercially manufactured pre-packaged package of water-based lubricant. If you don't have that, then you're going to want to also get with the medics to get one of these, because you're going to want lube on your garden hose before you give it to them. Okay? So now, for you lay rescuers, as you're getting ready to give it to somebody, all right, it's not exactly like a sterile or clean technique. All right, it's preferable that you have on gloves, but by all means, keep in mind that this is going into somebody's airway. So in your panic frenzy of pulling this out, avoid dropping this on the ground, getting it dirty, stamping on it, spitting on it, or anything like that, getting any kind of bodily fluids or anything silly on it. All right, so you want to pull it out of the package.
Can you hold it out?
Yeah. All right, so when you pull it out, if you have the time, you want to try to make sure it's appropriately sized. So basically from the tip of the nose to the earlobe, because that's the anatomy that's going to follow through the tip of the nose and then back behind the tongue. So you want to make sure it's long enough to do what it is that you want it to do. All right, and then if you can, let me see your hand. You want to use their pinky to appropriately size it to make sure that it's not thicker than their pinky. If it's thicker than their pinky, then generally they're probably going to have a hard time getting it up in their nostril, and they're probably going to have a hard time tolerating it, and they're not going to want it. Then you're not going to be able to maintain their airway with an airway adjunct. All right, so you pull it out. All right, you don't have to get crazy with the lube. All right, you just want enough on there to coat it. All right, so if you still have the package, if you didn't throw it away, all right, you can always use your patient as an exam table to stabilize your stuff. You just squirt a little bit out. Run it through there. All right, notice I don't have like a big glob of it hanging off or anything like that. You don't need all of that. Just a little bit on there just to make sure that it gets through the nose. All right, and then again, all right, you have the bevel. This is the opening right here. The bevel facing the septum. If you're not going to remember, you're probably not going to remember that 8 months from now. Bevel facing the septum. Got it. All right, it goes in the position of function. So it's designed to go in like that, or it's designed to sit like that, so it's just going to go in like that. No need to insert it upside down and twist and turn and do anything silly like that. And in the position of function. All right, you're going to want to choke up on it a little bit, especially these kind, because they're very bendable, flexible. See how that is? All right, you're going to get to a point in there where you're going to meet what's known as natural resistance. Once you meet the natural resistance, you're going to push past that a little bit. All right, talk to your casualty, all right, and let them know what's going on, because it's going to be kind of weird for them. You're going to keep pushing through until you break through the natural resistance. Then it should go in fairly easy from there. All right, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Just want you to know, man, this is full HD, bro.
Yeah, in order to make this easier on your 7 casualty, you're going to make that piggy face, insert it into the right nostril. All right, and then feed it. The slower you go, the more it sucks for the casualty. So you notice it wasn't real rapid, but slow and smooth, smooth and fast. Just feed it right on in. It'll go, and then it'll be easier on the casualty. Now, notice what I said about not putting tape and stuff on it. Notice it's in there, right? It's not going anywhere. It did come back out a little bit, but rarely have I seen where the casualty exhaled or breathed or something, and they just shot it back out of their nostril. Never seen
You see it in the back of his mouth.
Open your mouth.
I don't want to.
No, not without a tongue depressor. I can't depress it, but
Is it okay once it's in there?
once it's in there, how do you feel?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah.
And yeah, my eyes are watering. I'm trying.
You should give him 2.
All right, are you done?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, we get this thing out.
Did DC it? Nothing. You don't have to do anything crazy or fancy. Just let them know I'm gonna pull this out, and just pull it completely out. Yeah.